So in this video, I'm going to be opening up my wallet and showing you guys how I'm making over $6,200 from bank account and credit card bonuses alone from October to December 2024 or quarter 4 of the year. So let's open it up and get started. This video is brought to you by the Fat Stacks Academy, and I'll talk about that a little bit more later. So I talk a lot on this channel about specific bank account and credit card bonuses, which ones are the best one at any given time, and what I would do to apply for them, but I haven't talked about what I am personally actively doing for a given period of time in a while. I've never done a what's in my wallet video, so I thought I'd change up the genre a little bit and show you how I'm using the bank accounts and credit card bonuses in my wallet from October to December this year to make an extra $6,200. But before I get into my full quarter 4 plan, if you're new here or tuning back in, hello there beautiful people. This is Nathaniel with the Fat Stacks Academy, where it is our mission to reach financial freedom by optimizing our finances and leveraging the best bank account and credit card bonuses. So if you're ever making some fat stacks, hit that like button and let's get stacking. So it's officially been a year now since I started this channel and have been going over every single month what the best bank account and credit card bonuses are to reach about $2,000 in 2 hours on YouTube. But I thought it would be interesting to show you kind of more of what my personal long-term approach is, because there are some moving parts that you do have to organize between where you move your paycheck around to, what credit card bonuses you sign up for when, and then sometimes if you're a little burnt out, whether or not it's worth going for an offer at all. It's okay to take a break once in a while. But just to give you kind of a real life example of what I'm doing over the next 3 months to pretty easily make an extra $6,200, I just wanted to show you kind of my plan here. For the new people, I'll just quickly explain. Every single month, we're trying to maximize 3 things that the banks are constantly fighting over in our financial life to make some extra money throughout the year. The first one is our paycheck, because they make a lot of money on interest from the predictable income that comes from your steady employment money hitting your checking account by investing it in treasuries and loaning it out to other people. The other thing is your spending, because banks and credit card companies make a lot of money from the businesses and places you buy things from on the transaction fee. And if you're not getting well compensated for that, they are making a lot of money off of you. And the last thing is a little more obvious. It's just how much money you generally have sitting in your liquid cash. So this isn't like your investments that are ideally invested, but things like your emergency fund or even just money you're kind of saving for a while to pay for a bill. That's your savings and what interest you're getting on that amount of money. And there are lots of banks that will give you a high interest rate and pay you to switch. And a little peek behind the curtain, for me to reach that $2,000 a month threshold that I try to get on average, I kind of implement, in a weird way, a 3-player strategy. So there's myself, where I try to leverage my paycheck, my spending, and my savings at different offers at different times. There's my wife, or player 2, that does the same things. And I also have a painting/wood refinishing business that I've been operating for about 4 or 5 years now, that I sign up for specific business offers to make a lot of extra money just on the normal resources that my business has and goes through. So I'm gonna break down how I'm making that $6,200 from those 3 segments so you have an idea of kind of how it all works for me. So I'm recording this a little bit into the month, so we have to go back to the beginning of October to talk about some of these bonuses. All right, so let's get stacking and get right into it. We will start with me and what I'm doing with my paycheck, my savings, and my spending this month, starting with my paycheck. Earlier this month in October, at the beginning, I signed up for a new Bank of America checking account because it had been 12 or 13 months since I had last applied for it, for a $200 bonus when I direct deposited, I think about $2,000. They pretty much paid out a few days later. I already have that bonus and I've already closed that account. There's actually a $300 bonus that I talked about in last week's video, $2,000 in 2 hours, that you can check out with all the stipulations and fees and things to worry about. But for me, that made me an extra $200. And it had also been about 12 months since I got Wells Fargo's checking bonus, meaning that I closed the account about 12 months ago and I was now eligible as a new customer because I hadn't been with them for 12 months for their $325 direct deposit bonus. This one was super simple. I just signed up for a new checking account. I've direct deposited a little over $1,000 already. And for Wells Fargo, it usually takes about 90 days to pay out. So right now I just have $500 sitting in there so I don't accrue any of their monthly fees. And in about 60 days from now, they're going to give me that $325 bonus, at which point I will close the account and get in line for Wells Fargo again. And with those two bonuses out of the way, I have one more checking bonus that's actually going to take me a little bit longer and is going to tie up my direct deposit for most of the rest of this quarter. It's actually for Wings Financial Credit Union. It's a credit union I talked about in October's $2,000 in 2 hours video. You can click on that or check out the playlist. But for this one, you need about $5,000 of total direct deposits within the first 60 days to get that $400 bonus I'm going for on my checking. And this one, they're a little bit more stingy. They want you to have at least one recurring direct deposit every single month. Otherwise, they're not going to pay out the bonus, which they state will be paid out in January. For me, it's really easy for me to move my paycheck around because I'm self-employed and my payroll is run through QuickBooks for my painting business. So if I do see another checking bonus between now and January, I might still go for it and just free up one of my 2 or 3 paychecks during the month to go for that one. But it's the holidays. I might just kind of relax a little bit and not go any further and just sit with this $400 I'll be making on my paycheck. All right, and now that I have my paychecks out of the way for this quarter, let's talk about my spending a little bit. And for these next 3 months, I personally am not actually optimizing my spending because in my 2-player strategy, there's a couple of welcome bonuses I'm working on that my wife applied for, and I'm trying to move all my spending over there, and I haven't really found an offer that really fits. There's a chance by November or December, there'll be a really good credit card offer I'll sign up for, and this will change. But for now, I'm just kind of relaxing, working on those 2 spending bonuses that we'll talk about a little bit later in the video. All right, and then finally for my savings, I'm working on the savings bonus from the same institution that I'm getting my checking bonus from right now, Wings Federal Credit Union. I would recommend if you're going for this bonus to just check out the video I did in October, but short and sweet, here's essentially what I'm doing. The requirements are to open a new savings account with $25,000 to earn a $200 bonus, but to make sure that you kind of follow the terms and conditions of the bonus, they want to make sure that you actually kept the money in there. So if the money is not there by, I think, January 15th, they're not going to give you the $200 bonus. There's a little bit of a loophole to work around this a little bit that I talk about in the other video. For me, I'm probably not even going to use that loophole because their platinum savings bonus has a 4.75% APY, and I have enough money in my other main savings and checking accounts to cover mostly bills that I might just leave it sitting here, and I'm okay earning that rate, even though it's just a little bit less than my Wealthfront account, because I don't feel like doing the extra work of moving money back and forth and going through that loophole. To get that 4.75%, just as FYI, you need to sign up for the Platinum Savings account when you open up your checking and savings with the credit union and have a active direct deposit. Otherwise, the amount is only 4.5%. So with that $200 savings bonus and those direct deposit bonuses I'm getting for quarter 4 2024, I'll be making an extra $1,125 for myself. And now we will get into what my player 2 is doing to increase our household wealth to over $6,200. But shameless plug before I start, if you find this content valuable, if you've made a little bit of money based on the offers I've shared so far on this channel, or if you just want to make me feel a little bit better inside, please consider subscribing. We're on our way to 2,000 and I'm hoping to get there before the end of the year. Yeah, plug out of the way. Player 2, my wife, will start off with her paycheck. And that same bonus I got earlier this month, as I'm recording this in October, it actually increased to $300 just a few days later. So I'm a little bummed by that. And that is with the Bank of America checking account. This one, you just have to have direct deposits totaling $2,000 or more within the first 90 days, and you get a $300 bonus instead of a $200 bonus. There's some fees associated with it. I talked about them in my most recent $2,000 in 2 hours video, so if you're curious, again, check that out. And my wife, player 2, is also going to be working on the Citi $450 enhanced direct deposit bonus, which, if just really briefly, it's really cool if you just have basically $6,000 to move around. Even if it's not your paycheck, you can get paid out that $450 if you follow the right steps. The full details on that bonus with fees to avoid is also in that same video for the Bank of America one. I'm a little bummed on this one too, because I got my Citi bonus like 3 or 4 months ago and it was only like $325. Now with this elevated one, I feel like I missed out a little bit, but you live and you learn. And ultimately the best thing is to jump on a bonus while you can, especially with these big bank bonuses, because within 12 to 24 months, you'll be eligible for them again. All right, so that is all my wife is doing for her paycheck over the next 3 months. But let's get into the spending, and this is where the bulk of both of our spending is happening. So she was actually approved for the Inc. Business Preferred back in September, which is technically Q3, but we didn't actually start spending on it until October this month, and we quickly have to get to $8,000 in spend to meet that elevated 120,000 ultimate rewards points bonus. This is a super profitable one for us because she used my referral link from another Inc. card while it was still $400. So between the 120,000 ultimate rewards points from the sign up bonus and the 40,000 from my referral bonus, we're getting 160,000 ultimate rewards points, or $1,600 from this one card, for spending $8,000 within the first 3 months. I'm just assuming we'll probably only be getting about 1x back, so that's another $80 on that 800 in spend. There's no 0% APR bonus or promotion on this that we're going for, so that's a little bit of a bummer, but also kind of nice because it's simple. And there's also a $95 annual fee you have to account for. So we'll be profiting $1,585 from this bonus. Another spending bonus we're working on, and another card that we applied for, or excuse me, that she applied for back in September, is the Hilton Honors No Annual Fee card. We got this one when there was a free night certificate available and 70,000 Hilton Honors points when you spend $2,000 in 6 months. We didn't get around to the spending until this quarter because there were some other bonuses that we were working on. But now that the clock is ticking and it needs to be done by December or so, we're kind of going to hit that pretty soon here. I'm not actually going to add this to our total of $6,200 because Hilton Honors points you cannot redeem for cash back. This is kind of just a luxury splurge. We live really close to a Hilton that we really like, and actually staycation there. It's like 30-40 minutes from our house, but I'm not going to count this as increasing our net worth at all. It's just a little bonus on our spend. All right, so that covers her spending for Q4 2024. And the last thing we're going to cover is her savings. So recently in her Amex account, she was targeted for the Amex business checking account for an elevated 50,000 membership rewards points. I talked about in last video how to get the 30,000 one even if you're not targeted, but for her it's basically the same requirements just with a little bit more money. So for her to get that 50,000 membership rewards points, we just have to deposit $10,000 within the first 30 days, leave it in there for about 60 days, and make 5 qualifying transactions in the account, which could just be swiping the debit card or making basically money transfers to and from the account, and then she will get 50,000 membership rewards points. I personally value membership rewards points at about 1 cent per point, so I'm valuing this at about $500 because we easily get that value when traveling, generally quite a bit more. But it is worth noting she actually doesn't have any other Amex cards besides Hilton cards. So unless we just use Amex's travel portal, those will be sitting there until we get her some other card to use. So that'll be down the line in probably Q1 2025. So my player 2 is definitely doing a lot of heavy lifting this quarter. Between her paycheck, her savings, and her spending, will be making an extra $2,835. All right, and the last thing I want to talk about is how I'm leveraging my wood refinishing / painting business to sign up for some extra bonuses to round it out. But before I do, I wanted to talk to you guys about the Fat Stacks Academy. It's a community I'm actually just starting that I'm hoping to learn from you all from and to help you guys reach your financial goals in this fun and profitable game that we're all playing. Check out the link in the description. I'm working on some step-by-step courses to learn about paycheck bonuses, spending bonuses, and start building data points and creating an environment where you guys can kind of connect and even share some of your referral links if you're not a player too. It's totally free, so sign up below. I'll be doing Q&A sessions that anyone can log into or they can talk to me, and doing some free consults at least as it gets going. So check that out in the description. And now let's get on to my business. All right, and the last player, which is just my business that I'm using to make a bunch of extra money this quarter, is my painting / wood refinishing business. The first thing that I'm going to do is open a new business checking account with Found. This is kind of more of a savings bonus than a paycheck bonus, but obviously businesses don't have direct deposits because they just take money from customers essentially, which is a lot different than a paycheck. But this is a little bit of an interesting bonus. It's $125 when you deposit $5,000 and just leave that in the account for 60 days. It actually seems to have a lot of really cool benefits and features, and I'm curious to see if it will fit in with the regular flow of my business. So this might actually be kind of a longer term benefit. But if it isn't, it's just $125 that I'll be making from the operational budget I have in my business anyway. All right, and then the biggest thing my business is doing to increase my wealth is with its spending. Right now, as I've talked about in a lot of my previous videos, the Chase Ink Unlimited has a elevated sign-up bonus of $900 when you spend $6,000 within the first 3 months of card membership. And I'm just funneling all of my business spend to this card, and I was eligible for the new sign-up bonus because this year I changed my business structure from a sole proprietorship to an LLC S Corp, and I actually needed new cards just to keep my accounting and bookkeeping up to date. So I qualified for this card, was approved for that increased sign-up bonus. I also applied for this when there was a $400 referral bonus from my wife's other Ink card. So between the sign-up bonus and the referral bonus, that's $1,300, the $900 plus $400. I was also approved with a $15,000 credit limit, and I'm going to be using all of that over the next 6 months because I have lots of tax payments, lots of supply payments, and things like that. And I have the cash to pay for that, but instead of just letting it leave my bank account, I'm going to take advantage of the 0% introductory APR offer, and that's going to make me an extra $653 in my high-yield checking account. If you want to learn more about 0% APR offers, kind of the warnings and things around it, click on this video over here. But if you add up the sign-up bonus, the referral bonus, and additionally the spending, because this card gets 1.5x back, and I'm planning on using that on all $15,000 worth of spend, that's another $225, and that would bring the total I'm making from my business spend this quarter 2024 to $2,178 and change. I actually did a whole video on this card and how I'm planning to use the proceeds of it to earn over $45,000 by the time I retire. Check out this video over here for a little bit more of a fun one. And with my spending out of the way for the business, let's talk about what my business is doing for savings this quarter, which is nothing. There were a few business savings bonuses that I saw, but I didn't have enough capital in my business. I was just shy a few $1,000s to qualify from a few of the bonuses. So it's just kind of sitting in my normal high yield interest account right now. And I'm not currently going for any bonuses. That'll probably change because I'm going to be having a bit of a larger refund I'm anticipating in January, and I'll be taking advantage of some business bonuses then. But for now, we're just taking it easy. So with that new checking bonus and my spending for the business, that'll be adding another $2,300 and change to our net worth as well. And with all that covered, let's just do a very quick recap of combining all three of them to get to that number I mentioned at the beginning of the video. So for me, or player one, on my paycheck and savings, I'll be making an extra $1,125. My player two, leveraging her paycheck, savings, and spending this month, will be making us an extra $2,835. And my business getting a checking bonus and leveraging its spending really well on that Chase Ink Unlimited will be getting us another $2,303. You combine all of that together, that $6,263 we're making just by leveraging some of the financial aspects of our lives over the next quarter. All right, so let me know in the comments what strategies and offers you guys are going for this quarter, and let me know if you like this type of more longer term strategy video and if you actually care about kind of what I'm doing with my money. I'm kind of curious. I'm trying a little bit of a new format in this one. Remember to hit the like button so more people can learn about these strategies and offers to make as much money from the bank as possible. And as always, if you want to be reminded of how beautiful you are on each and every upload, remember to hit that subscribe button to earn a new fat stack of cash. Also, join the community. It's free. It's in the description. I'd love to connect with you there. I mentioned this a lot in this video, and that is last month's $2,000 in 2 hours. Click over here for the playlist, which will start with that one. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.